sick, and so, and I don't know, I think there's one other dog we're missing too, but yeah, the Great Dane's missing, that's true.
I think they were like that.
Yeah, so we'll just get kind of started and they'll have to kind of follow in. All right, so last week we worked on stay and jumping up. Give me a report card, how do we do?
Shouldn't we jump up, tie her a door, shouldn't we jump up on her? Like go up to her.
She didn't jump up on you all?
Clearly it worked, yeah.
Did you,
People kept on jump up.
okay, can you have anybody come over to your house and help you with what we did?
No.
No, can you?
Oh, yeah.
If you can, yeah.
Okay.
If the dog doesn't jump on you, the only other way that around that is to teach the dog to jump up on you, and then you can teach the dog to jump off you. So like teach her up command where you allow her to jump up on your chest. Yeah, feed her for that, okay? And then invite her up, and then take food and drop the food and say off. So teach her up, teach her off, teach her up, and then teach her off. As long as you're okay with inviting her up on you.
Okay.
If you don't mind her doing that, then that's a good way to go too.
Okay.
But most people just don't want the dog, like, I doubt this dog, she ever wants her dog jumping up on her.
Yeah.
Okay, how about you guys? Were you able to work on it? The jumping?
He doesn't really jump up.
Doesn't really
So
jump.
I'll have to do kind of the same thing.
Okay. He doesn't jump up, so I guess it's just you.
Yeah.
How,
He's actually been doing really good.
yeah?
Yeah.
Were you able to work with him?
Well, just when we come home, get down.
Nice, and that's working?
Yeah.
All right.
Put our stuff down and then get down. It's fine with that.
Sweet, okay. We worked on stay a little bit. Did you guys, how'd that go? Did anybody kind of work on it?
Yeah.
Did you understand the concept? No, yes?
He's still got work to do on it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't expect you guys to come and say, oh my gosh, we had a revolutionary, the dog, I can walk a mile away. I just want to really make sure that you guys understand the information and able to carry it home, okay? All right, so tonight we're going to work on two different things. We're going to work on walking on a leash, and I'm going to give you a prelude to healing. The reason why I say prelude to healing is most of you guys are probably not going to care if the dog heals you or not. I'll explain that to you in a minute. Plus, healing takes a lot of work, where most of you guys are just going to want your dogs not to pull you. You're going to be happy if you can walk the dog without pulling you. So there's a couple different reasons why the dog pulls us. You ever watch somebody, maybe you've even done this and you don't even realize it, where the dogs start pulling you and you start pulling against the dog and you try to hold the dog beside you. You guys ever try that? Okay, do you ever notice the dog actually pulls you harder? So if you ever want to have an experiment, try that. Next time the dog's pulling you, grab the leash, tighten it up, and try to hold the dog next to you. And what you're going to find is the dog actually starts pulling harder. And the reason why, it creates a muscle memory. When the dog feels pressure on the leash, a lot of times they want to pull harder on it. It's their natural instinct. Hey, I feel pressure, I pull against it. You guys ever watch the Iditarod? You guys know what the Iditarod is? Iditarod, for those who don't know, is a big race in Alaska. And basically, it's a 1,000-mile race. I don't know exactly what parts of Alaska. But basically, it's It's dog and sled teams, where basically you have a musher and then you have a team of dogs. Usually it's anywhere between 7 and 12 dogs, and the dogs love to pull. The reason why the dogs love to pull is because when they feel pressure on the leash, yes, they're trained, but dogs like to pull into the leash. So a lot of times when your dog's pulling, you go to tighten up on the leash, in your mind you're thinking, I'm going to help the dog walk next to me, but in fact, it actually teaches the dog to pull more. So one of the first lessons I want to teach you is when you're walking your dog, try to have a loose leash, okay? So let's go back to the difference between heeling and walking on leash. Most of you guys are probably going to just tell your dog to heel, but I want to kind of explain to you the differences. Can I use you, Christina? So Christina's the handler, I'm going to be the dog. So let's say Christina's going to go, she's a marathon runner, jogger, okay? She really is. And she decides to take her dog for a two-mile run. Now, when Christina teaches the dog to heel, the dog starts in the basic position. The dog is in a seating position. The dog's looking up at her. And when she says heel, the dog walks with her.
Yeah.
And the dog's looking at the whole time. And every time she comes to a stop, the dog automatically stops and sits. Very uniform. Now, can you imagine taking your dog for a 2-mile walk and having the dog do that for 2 miles? Probably not going to happen, right? And if your dog does that, please tell me how you get it, because I want to get my dog to do that. Her and I and this young lady here, we compete with our dogs. We have to get our dogs basically to pay attention to us like that for for at least 12 to 15 minutes. It is a lot of work. It is a ton of work, okay? However, most of you guys are just going to want to be able to take the dog for a walk. Christine's going to say walk.
Walk.
And you're going to want the dog at least kind of generally beside you. You're not going to want the dog out here. You're not going to want the dog pulling this way. You're going to want the dog at least just kind of walking with a loose leash beside you. To you guys, this is going to be heel. However, the scenarios we put our dogs in can dictate how we train the dog. For instance, if Christina's going to take me to a really busy, like a farmer's market or a fair or something like that, she probably wants me to be kind of attentive, right? If I'm in a store and there's a dog that's barking over there, growling and lunging, the first thing you need to do is probably give them my business card. And the second thing you want to do is probably get your dog to look at you instead of the other dog, right? So here's where you probably want the dog to be more attentive and be looking at you. Does that make sense? So it's two different behaviors. You guys are probably just going to use walk more than anything, okay? Here's how we're going to teach it. What's going to happen is in a minute, you guys are each going to do this. I'm Christina's dog, and Christina's just going to start to go for a walk. And I'm going to get out in front of her. And the moment I reach the end of the leash, Christina's going to stop. Wait a minute, why I can't go forward? Mom, why can't I go forward? The moment I turn around, she's going to reward me. Well, yeah, that's kind of easy. That's kind of interesting. So she's going to do it again. Okay, she's going to start to go for a walk again. She's going to stop because I can get in front of her. I hit the end of the leash. Now, wait a minute. Last time I hit the end of the leash, when I turned around, I got food. Hey, wait a minute. I kind of like this. Try it again. Now she's going to do it again. Okay, now we're going to walk again.
Walk.
I get out in front of her. She stops. Wait a minute. Last two times, the moment she stopped, I turn around. Okay? And what's going to happen if we do this right, pretty soon Christina's going to start walking, and the moment she stops, I know what's going to happen. If I stop with you, I'm going to get rewarded. Does that make sense? So instead of trying to fight against the dog and letting the dog, try to fight, muscle the dog back, we're actually just teaching the dog that if they want to keep going forward, they're going to have to not pull us. We're just going to simply stop. When we stop and they look back at us, we're going to reward them. And pretty soon they're going to realize going in front of mom is not going to do any good. Does that make sense? Okay. Who wants to go first? That was really nice. Poor guy. Okay, now to help Joey fell here a little bit, I'm going to be a little bit of distraction in front of him, because if he starts walking right now, most likely the dog's not going to go forward. I want the dog to kind of come this way, okay? Joey, what's your dog's name again?
Sandy.
Sandy! Kitty! Sandy! Oh, Sandy! Sandy, okay, start walking this way.
Walk.
Okay, and stop. And feet, yes! Good job! Okay, make that a big deal next time, okay? Go back, do it again. I know. Gotta make it be goofy. Okay, again, start walking.
Walk.
And stop. Yo! There it is. Good. Okay, turn around, do it again. Right away. Okay, start walking this way.
Walk.
And stop. Oh.
Girl.
Do me a favor, Joey. Turn to the right.
Turn right.
Yep, go back. And then, nope, no, turn the right. Go right towards that lady there.
Oh.
Now turn the right again. Start walking this way. There you go. Easy. Oh, very good.
Girl.
Good, turn around. Let's do it again.
Walk.
Help her out. Encourage her with food. Encourage her. There you go. And stop. Okay, help her out a little bit. There it is. Good. So if your dog starts fixating on another dog, yeah, you start redirecting it right away. Don't wait. Okay. Because obviously she stopped pulling, right? However, she offered just to lay down and stare at the dog. So that doesn't do us any good. Try it again. Sandy! Sandy! And stop. Yes, good. Okay, right away again. Do it again. Sandy! Stop. Yes, good job. Okay, next time she does that, I want you to feed her 3 in a row.
Okay.
Feed, pause, feed, pause, feed, pause. Again. Sandy. Stop. Okay, go back and do it again. Won't reward her. Oh, stop. Yes. So I don't know if you guys saw it. For about 3 or 4 steps there, the dog kind of walked next to him, right? Okay, if you see that again, feed her for that while you're walking.
Oh, okay.
Okay, really mark that behavior. Okay? A couple more times, because we have time. Nope. Okay, try it one more time. Don't let you off the hook. Good job. All right, Freer, good job. Okay, I'm gonna pick on Joey for a minute. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go first. So, what Joey started to do is didn't realize. Look at his hand right now. The leash is wrapped around his hand. So what happens is Joey's kind of getting impatient a little bit and like, okay, I'll try to tighten up on that leash to get the dog to walk next to me. Try to give the dog the full leash. Okay, it's okay that the dog reaches. Now, remember, this dog's a puppy. He's not going to get as quick as some of the other dogs. In fact, all your dogs are kind of puppies, but older your dog gets, the quicker it gets concept. The dog started to get it, but she's so distracted, I guarantee at home or in the yard, she's going to do a whole lot better, okay? Want to try this next? All right. What's your boyfriend's name?
Curtis.
Curtis, can you come stand out here? You're going to be right where I'm at, okay? Nice shirt, by the way. Okay? Curtis, clap your hands a little bit and make a little distraction. Okay, start walking towards Curtis. And stop. Okay, feed. Good job. Okay, just turn to the right and go and make another circle. Try it again. I don't think this is going to work.
Usually not this good.
Okay. Nicely done. Okay. Yeah, sit and be a little more distracting this time, okay? Go back, let's try it again, Mom. She's not. He's not gonna do it.
He wants the food,
Okay,
he doesn't
put
have
the food up.
it. Put it away.
Yep, put it away. Okay. Okay, go back and try it again. So, yeah, you're gonna have to probably do this without like. Here, go sit back down.
Maybe they need to sleep.
Actually, not a bad idea. Let's say you do this. You put a couple pieces in your pocket. Definitely the mom and dog on. Okay, give her all holding the leash. Okay. Start walking towards mom. Okay, stop. Stop right there. Wait, just wait. Yes, feed. Yeah, oh, good job. Go back and do it again, Dad, right away. And stop. Nope. There's too much of conflict now. He doesn't want to be away from mom. Not going to work. Thank you. Okay, so what does he normally do? Does he normally just drag you down the street?
Not terribly, but you know, he'll try to go to the end of the leash and I'll stop.
Okay, and what's he do? Do you normally carry food with you?
No.
Okay. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, every time you take the dog out, it's either a good experience or a bad experience. So if you're not ready to reward for the dog not pulling, dog's gonna make a opportunity to pull. Okay, so I think if you start carrying food with you, it's gonna make a huge difference.
We go on a long walk. On the way back, he's really tired.
He does. I can imagine. All right, are you ready? I imagine he doesn't pull much because you have him on a big flat collar, and it's such a big dog, huh?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Oswald?
Oswald. That's right. I can't remember that. Oswald. Pup, 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 pup. Puppy, puppy. Oswald. And stop. Yes. Oh, good job, Vito. Good. Just turn to the right and do it again. Turn to the right. That's. Yep. There you go. Oswald. Good job. And stop. Yes, there it is. Good job. Good. Turn and do it again. Oh, good. What do you see now? Good. Good. So next time he's walking right next to you, and try to feed him while you're walking.
Okay.
Don't come to a stop, okay? Try it again. Oswald! Oswald! Good. Okay, so if the dog is on your right, you gotta feed him out of the right.
Oh,
Your dog's
okay.
on the left, because when you stop to feed him, now he jumps up on you.
Yeah, now he does.
When you stop to feed him, you totally turned into him. Okay, I want him to be walking while he gets fed, so he understands. Wait, if I
Okay.
walk right next to mom while she's walking, I'm gonna get rewarded.
Okay.
Not wait till mom stops and then get it rewarded.
Okay.
Okay, try it again. And feed. Good. Turn your wrist over. Feed him palm towards him.
Okay.
Okay. If he's beside here, get beside him for a minute. I'll show you. Okay.
Okay.
Turn your wrist over. Like nope, other way. Like that. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now get beside. You get beside him right now. And feed him like that. Bring your hand away from your body a little bit. It's like this is fun.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's on
Okay. Good job. You're welcome. All right. You ready? What's his name again? Fig, that's right. Okay, just start walking this way. Fig! Fig! And stop. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. Is Fig focused on the other dogs or mom? Okay, so it's okay. Don't be frustrated. Tell him to leave it and give him a quick check on the leash. Okay, stop. Hold on. So next time he focuses on the dog like that, I want you to give him a quick check on the leash. Okay? It's almost like snapping your loved one with a wet towel.
I can do that.
Okay? All right. Remind me not to come to your house. Okay. Okay, harder. Bring it like that. There you go. Harder though. Good. And feed it. Yes, there you go. Good job. Okay, try it again. Okay, and stop. Here's what I'm gonna do. Say his name once. And yes, good. So this time when you stop, the moment you stop, I want you to say his name, okay? We're just gonna help him out a little bit. Okay, try it again. Okay, walk this way again. And stop. Say his name. Oh, there it is. Good. Turn around, do it again. Right away. Turn around, do it again. Okay, next time just turn to the right, okay? Oh, stop. Too close. There you go. No, you didn't. Okay, stop. Say his name once. Yes, there it is. Okay, turn right. You got it. He just didn't follow you. Okay, walk this way. And stop. Oh, he almost did it. Oh, there it is. Did you see when you came to stop? He started to like, wait a minute. Okay, go back and do it again, right away. He's gonna get it. And stop. Yes! Okay, turn right now. There you go. Now turn again. There you go. And oh, right there, feed him. Oh, good job. Good, do that again. You almost did it. Look at that. Look, feed. Good. But turn your wrist over. Feed him palm like that. There you go. Yeah, try to. There, like that. Okay, now walk. Feed. There you go. Feed. There you go. Look what you've accomplished in 5 minutes. Okay, start. Good job. You're welcome. Okay, so you guys got to kind of start seeing the concept, right? Okay. What did you do after a little while? Like, why go to the end of the leash? It's more valuable to be next to you than at the end of the leash. And every time he started to get to the end of the leash, mom just stops. So then the dog realized, well, hey, this is no fun. If I'm going to start pulling, you're just going to stop anyway, so I'm not going to get where I want to go. The dog thinks, hey, if I keep pulling to this dog, I'm going to get where I want to go. So we're kind of using the dog against his own self. When he thinks he pulls, we're going to stop. If he learns that if he doesn't pull, we're going to keep going forward. Then the dog starts saying, hey, I'm going to make the correct choice. Does that make sense? Are you sure? Okay. So I know your dogs didn't do it quite as well as he did, but I want you guys to kind of understand the concept. You're not going to have much of a difficulty just because I think if you start carrying food with you, it's going to make a huge difference. I think your biggest thing you're going to have difficulty with, I'll show you in a minute, is being able to walk without him like tripping you. Okay, and she's just going to take some maturity, going to make a difference. And yeah, she did really well. You have to figure out how to feed him and be able to walk at the same time. That's going to make a big difference because it's no different than sitting. This is no different than sitting or downing. We're basically just rewarding the dog for the correct position beside us. If you walk beside us, you're going to get rewarded. If you go out in front of us and start pulling, we're just going to stop. There's no success in that. However, one of the things that you guys can do with male dogs is, I imagine this dog likes to urinate on things a lot. Yes. So it's kind of typical of the breed the two breeds he is. One pit bull really likes to pee on things, so does the Shar-Pei. Plus, it's really easy for him to hike his leg because of the size. So one of the things that she can do to kind of help her is when she's walking the dog, every once in a while when she sees a tree, free the dog and tell the dog go pee on the tree. And pretty soon he's going to go by trees and say, oh, okay, mom doesn't let me go pee on that. Obviously, I don't need to be anchored to it. Obviously, she's going to let me go periodically, and he's going to have some patience. But if he doesn't think he's ever going to be able to pee on trees, he's going to try to yank it to every tree he sees, right? But if every once in a while you say, hey, you know what, I'm going to let you go urinate on this tree and do your thing, and he's going to be okay with it. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions on that before we go on? Okay, here's how we're going to teach healing. Can I show you from it? Okay, you're going to get a crash course. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with your dog in a sitting position. Okay, your dog's in a sitting. You're going to get beside the dog. Okay, your dog is here. You're going to have food in the left. We always have food in the side the dog is at. Because, some of you guys already learned this, but if she has food in her right, what am I going to do when she goes to reward me? I'm going to be wrapping around. Hey, where's that reward at? Okay, and then your dog is learning to cut in front of you. So if you always have food here, above the dog's head, the dog is not going to need to wrap around you. The dog is always going to be stationary here. Okay, that's the first thing. So what she's going to do is she's going to have me sit. She's going to have food in the left. Okay, she's going to say heel and she's going to feed me.
Heel.
And feed. Good, she's going to do it again.
Heel.
And feed. Now you notice she's not walking, right? This is the important thing. We're not going to start walking right away. We're just going to condition the dog when we're standing still. You're in the basic position beside us. And your head's up. That's all we're going to teach. Then, once the dog understands this concept, we're going to take one step. She's going to say heel,
Heel.
and take one step. And I stop and sit. She's going to do that again. Heel,
Heel.
and sit. Heel,
Heel.
and sit. Okay? Because if you can't take one step, how are you going to take 10 steps? Right? Plus, if you take 10 steps and your dog's not ready for it, you're really setting your dog up for failure. Now, I know some of you guys had the difficulty. If I'm Christina's, and Christina wants to go that way, and I'm Christina's dog, what happens if she says heel right now and starts walking? She's going to run into me, right? Okay. So I'm also going to teach you how to get your dog in the basic position. What she's going to do is food's going to be on the left-hand side. Okay, she's going to show me the food. She's going to bring her hand around behind her leg, come forward with me, and I'm going to sit right here. Okay? I'm going to show you with one dog. Can I use you? Okay. Not trying to play favorites, but her dog is going to show you guys a whole lot easier just because it's so food driven. Okay. Ashley, do me a favor. Can you hold her dog for a minute, please? Okay, I'm going to be your dog for a minute. Come out here for a minute. Okay. So, food's going to be on your left. Okay, I'm in front of you right here, okay? Okay, so put the food in front of my nose. Okay, now start bringing your arm almost like a circle. Bring your leg back. Get me to circle behind your leg. Okay, now as I start coming forward, your leg starts coming forward. Now freeze. Stick your elbow out towards your dog and bring, okay, now there. That's where I want your hand. Do that, show them again. Bring your elbow out. Bring your hand away. Yeah, right there. That's where your hand is going to be. A little far back. Bring a little forward. Okay? Every dog's going to be a little bit different. For Joey, it's going to be a little different just because of his size. For your dog, just because of your size, you're going to have to do it different. Okay. I want you to do that 5 times in a row right now. Act like your dog's in front of you. Okay, you're leading your dog around. Bring your leg back. Sweep behind your leg. Come forward. Exactly, just like that. Good. Do it again. Dog's in front of you. Sweep behind. Okay. You gotta get the dog to go behind your leg almost. Like that. There you go. Now come forward. Good. Okay, one more time. Behind your leg. Awesome. Go run to your dog. Do it right now. Okay, food in your left. Okay, turn and stand in front of your dog. Show your dog the food and do it. Okay, encourage your dog. Encourage the fall in the hand. Shake your hand a little bit. Bring it down lower. Shake it. But Mom, I'm sitting. Good, good. Almost. And elbow up. Oh, okay. So you got a little bit too far out away from you, right? That's because you didn't swoop far enough behind your leg. Okay, try it again. Okay, keep your hand right there. Keep your hand right there. Get him to go back there. Shake, shake. Almost. Encourage him. Put the food right in front of his nose. Almost. Try it again. Put the food right in front of his nose. And kind of pull him that way. Okay, drop a piece right there. Okay, now a piece behind you more. Good. Okay, now come forward with your hand. Show me your food. And sit. Oh, you're out of food. Reload. Okay, so what she's showing you just had to get your dog in the basic position. Okay, try it again, and then we're going to move on. Oh, almost, almost, almost. And forward, up, elbow up. Oh, almost perfect. Okay, so that's one thing you guys can work on. We're not going to work on a whole lot. Do me a favor. Tell your dog to sit. Okay, you get beside her in the heel position. Okay. Now you notice she keeps coming in front of you like that, right? Okay, so I'm just going to sit right here. Okay, you get beside her, elbow out towards me. Bring your hand out. Get beside her more. Okay.
Sit.
Okay, try to square yourself up again. Get beside her. Good. Hand out towards me.
Sit.
Hand towards me. Towards me. Okay, leave your hand. Okay, reload. Okay, tell her to sit again. Just for right now, tell her to sit. We're going to work on something else. Sit. Okay, you get beside her. Hand out, away from your body, towards me. Towards me with your hand. There you go. Okay, take your hand straight up. No, not back. And say heel.
Heel.
And feed. Good, just like that. Again, say heel.
Heel.
And feed. Good. So when the dog looks up, you feed the dog. Reload. Let's try it again. Oh, feed her for that.
Oh,
you know why? Because she stood there. She sat there. Turn your wrist, palm towards her. There you go. And okay, say heel and feed.
Heel.
Good. Take your hand straight up. Okay. Heel and feed.
Heel.
Good.
Heel.
Good. Okay, leave your hand right there. I'm going to distract her. When she looks away, say heel.
Heel.
And feed her. And free her. Okay, so that's all you guys are going to do. So let's do like 3 sets of that, and then we'll move on. Okay? So stand up, put your dog just in a sit. If you want to work on the finish, you can. If not, just put your dog in a sit position. And then say heel and feed, heel and feed. Do that 10 times, release your dog. Then do another set, then release your dog and do one more set. She's really distracted, right? Got to do some engagement with her. Got to get her excited about you and the food. There you go.
Heel.
Excellent.
Heel.
Okay, do me a favor. Put the leash in the other hand so it's not. Anyway, elbow out. There you go. Heel.
Heel.
Excellent. Good.
Heel.
Good.
Heel.
Are you almost have food in the hand?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. One more.
Heel.
Now free her and reload.
Free.
Good. Okay, try it again.
Sit.
Nicely done there. Good job. Excellent. Wow, he stayed there. Good job.
Heel. Heel. Heel.
Okay, put your food right in front of his nose and help sit. Sit. There you go. Good job. Okay, hand out more. There you go. If you bring your hand up to your side, the dog's going to wrap around you and it's going to get up out of the sit. Okay, bring your hand straight up. Straight up. Okay, take your hand away. Straight up. Say heel. And then feed. Good, just like that. No, don't bring it forward. Okay, right there. Say heel and feed. Good. Take your hand away again. Heel and feed. Free. Good job. Okay, good job.
Heel. Heel.
Good.
Heel.
So, she's telling you too many times. If you can do 5 times, then release her.
Okay.
Okay, 6 or 7. She's like, my mind's gonna go. I'm gonna go poop. Goofy puppy.
Okay.
Okay. Let's try it again. Come here, turn that way. Hey, let's watch for a minute.
Sit. Sit.
Okay, I'm gonna pick on Joey for a minute. You've worked on sit with her quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you think she's not sitting right now?
Distracted.
Yeah, too distracted, right? So take out a handful of food, do some engagement, play with her a little bit. Here, walk backwards, walk backwards. There you go. And say free right now and pet her.
Free.
Good, pet her. Good. Do me a favor, don't drop the food for right now, okay?
Oh, okay. Stay free?
Yeah, just say free. Good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and do a little gauging again. Good. Okay, now bring your hand up higher though when you gauge. Good. Good. You don't need to bend so low now.
Okay.
She's got the idea. Good. Okay, now ask her to sit.
Sit.
Ah, she sat, right? Okay.
Heel.
Square yourself up a little bit with her. Good. Okay, leave your hand a little closer to her nose. Okay, say heel and take 1 step forward with your right leg.
Heel.
Okay, I meant your left. I apologize. Come back again. Bring your hand lower to her face. Say heel and take a step forward. Almost like you're going to feed her. Okay, come back. Okay, I actually want you to feed her this time. Come back all the way to her. Okay, feed her while you take a step forward.
Heel.
Okay. She's stuck. Come back. Try it again. Encourage her with the food. Bring right in front of her nose. Encourage her. There you go. There you go. And stop and say sit.
Sit.
Good. Try it again.
Heel.
Encourage her. Encourage her.
Sit.
Okay, food right in front of her nose right now. And say heel and
Heel.
help her come forward. Good. Okay, try it again.
Sit. Standing. Sit.
I think she's done. Let's stop. Okay. So, do we kind of understand the concept? So once we get where the dog can look up when we say heel, then we're going to take a step. So we're going to give Sandy a break. I want you guys to try this. So start with a couple, your dog in the seated position. You say heel, your dog looks up, feed the dog. And then when you think you're ready, let's try to say heel, take a step with your left leg, food's in the same position, and see if you can get your dog to move with you 1 step, okay? So you guys try it. Okay, now wait a minute. Is the dog beside you? Are you standing up? Are you getting... No, the dog is in the seating position. I apologize. I guess I should have been more defined with my instructions. It's my fault. Okay, now you see she keeps coming in front of you like that? Watch this. Take the leash, put it behind your backside. Flip it behind you. Now square yourself up. Put a little tension on the leash. A little tension on the leash. Keep it down low. There, a little tight on the leash. Now get beside her. You see what happened?
Yeah.
Now she didn't come in front of you. Okay, say heel and feed. Joe, you can do the same thing. I meant to tell you that earlier. I mean, or right now, but in general, put the leash behind you, and the dog will stop wrapping in front of you like that, okay?
Okay.
Good. Okay, and try not to bring your hand up to your side. That's going to cause the dog to kick out. See, it already wants to. Also, hey, I'm going to pick on you for a minute. Do you notice where her bait bag is? Okay, her bait bag is on her left side. So what's that cause the dog to do? That causes the dog naturally to wrap around to that side. Put your bait bag on your bum, on your back side. Okay, that way you're reaching behind. You're reaching behind you, and you're not killing your positioning if it's on the other side. Okay. Okay, elbow out towards me. There. Bring your hand out. It's okay. It's not. It's
Okay, heel.
Remember, if this was easy, you guys wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have a job. Okay, wait, nope, come back. Okay, you didn't tell the dog what to do. You just took a big giant
That's
step.
right.
Put the food right in front of his nose right now. Say heel and take a step forward.
Heel.
Stop. Sit.
Sit.
No, don't turn your wrist over. Turn. There you go. The dog almost did it perfectly. Good job.
Now, should I say sit when
If the dog doesn't stop. If the dog doesn't sit, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, come back. Let's do it again, Mom. Okay, put the food right in front of his nose. There you go. Take a step slowly forward. Oh, nope, come back. Encourage him. Say slowly. Say heel.
Heel.
And stop and say sit. Bring it up higher. Bring it up higher. Sit.
Sit.
Oh, almost perfect, but I distracted you. Sorry. Try it again.
Okay.
Okay, then you need to feed him down lower then. So
Heel.
it's kind of almost expected with them because he's got so much food drive.
Yeah.
So
Heel.
here, let's do it again. We'll do it together.
Sit.
Okay. Okay, put your hand right above his nose. Now say heel and take a step.
Heel.
Okay, but your hand came up. Try it again. Get right beside him. Turn your wrist over, palm towards him. There you go. Say heel and take a slow step forward. Heel. Hand down, hand down. Good job. Okay, try it again.
Sit. Heel.
There, good. But when you come to a stop, he's supposed to sit.
Okay.
So it's it's heel, one step, and then when you stop, the dog sits automatically.
Heel.
And then he gets.
Then he gets a reward. It's not as hard as it looks, honestly. Okay, come back. Oh, there. Okay, what happens is the dog's getting stuck in the seating. He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You just told me heel was me sitting here and looking up at you. Now you want me to heel and move. It is a little bit confusing to the dog. If he keeps jumping up, here, take your hand completely away. Up higher though, right, like up by your armpit. Okay. Now say heel and take a step. I don't know.
Heel.
Yeah, come back. You may not be. Okay, now say heel and take a step. See, hon. Say heel. Encourage him a little bit. Encourage heel. Try it again.
Heel.
Nope, he's not moving. Okay, come back. Okay. Close your hand completely around the treat. Put it right down to his nose right now. Okay, now say heel and take a step.
Heel.
There, and sit.
Sit.
Heel. Heel.
Okay, feed him for moving though. Even though he didn't sit, we still want to feed him for moving. So that may we have to do. You still have the food in your hand, but don't let him see it so he can just nab it out of your hand.
Okay.
Stuck in the sit?
Yeah.
Yeah, come back. We'll work on it.
Sit. Sit.
Hate to say it, but I think she's done, kiddo. Here, try something for me. Do you have food in your hand?
Yeah.
Okay, get in front of her. I want you to walk back and just walk straight back and backwards and feed her.
Sit.
Okay, walk back slowly. Good. Now I want you to turn and get beside her and start walking forward.
Sit.
Okay, walk back. Now turn. Now start. Oh, try it again. You did the movement right. Okay, and keep going. Keep going. Now turn. Walk. And walk. There you go. Now walk. Say. Oh, she's really distracted, buddy. Ain't gonna happen. Sorry.
Okay.
She's just everywhere. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
He's
All right.
gotten a little.
He's got it.
He's kind of got it. I think he's gotten a little distracted.
Yes. Plus, it's a little bit warm. Okay, wait a minute. So when it's probably tired too. I think all the dogs are hot. Okay. When you do this, try to bring the food straight up, like almost over his head a little bit,
Okay.
not around your body. You're kind of
Okay.
turning your body and telling him to sit, and he
Yeah.
was just kind of following the hand.
Okay.
Okay.
I was holding it too high and like almost making him jump for it.
Gotcha,
You know,
okay.
so sit,
Up,
Sit.
just there you go. Wait,
sit,
bring him back a little bit. Yeah, he's
sit,
backwards over his head, backwards over his head.
sit.
Like where's
Heel.
towards his collar, towards his collar. Okay.
Heel.
Okay, wait a minute, come back. I want you to say heel while you move and almost feed him while you move. There you go, like
Heel.
that, like that. There, you did it. And free him.
Free.
Okay.
Good boy.
Good job. Okay, kind of difficult, isn't it? It is not easy. Most of you guys are just gonna want the dog not to pull on the leash. However, if you want to teach your dog how to heel, here it's at. Heeling takes tons of work. My job is to show you both. Your job is to pick which one you want to do. But like I said, I think most of you guys are just gonna be happy that your dog doesn't yank you down the street. You're gonna be happy that you can take your dog for a leisurely walk, and the dog doesn't stare at you the whole time. Okay? But if you want to teach the dog how to heel, now you have the tools. Okay, any questions on that? Okay. Any questions on anything we covered in the last 4 weeks that you guys didn't either understand or we didn't cover something that you really want to ask? This is a really great time. We got about 10 minutes. Yes.
So when I run, like, before you clap your come.
Yep.
She's going to run every time at me because I'm running. Like, every time. By herself.
She doesn't run,
How
or
I know, no, she does, but how I know is doing the concept that she's running because I'm running. I run back.
okay, that's a really good question. So if he's been working on the come and running from the dog a couple times, then now what you can start doing is, are you having somebody hold the dog, or are you
No, I'm at home.
At home, okay.
Food on the floor.
then take a big chunk of food, like half a hot dog, so she sees it, throw it a good distance away. The moment she gets to it, call her and say come. If she grabs it and runs to you, she's understanding the concept. If she's grabbing it just kind of meandering to you, you need to go back. Make sense? That's a really good question. Yes.
So, I have an old bulldog who's like 10.5 years old, and there's been a couple of aggression issues between him and the bulldog.
Yep.
And he's obviously a lot bigger. So, and it's just kind of worrisome. So, like the lead in, it doesn't really work because the last time that it happened, he got a good hold of it, of my bulldog, and I couldn't get him to let go. So, you know, besides like going, I have a shock collar and like the vibration has done the trick for him.
Yep.
I don't have to use the shock.
Good.
But is that like a good tool to use if it happens? Because I end up getting bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to break them up.
So, oh boy, this is a complex problem. We have a two-part question here. Do I think electric collars are good? Yes. I'm a big fan of electric collars. However, I can take a piece of string cheese and hurt you with it as much as I can with electric collar. Or I can take a squeaky toy and I can whack you over the head. It's all how you use the piece of equipment. So it has nothing to do with the collar. It's the knowledge and it's the forethought behind how to use the collar correctly. Me personally, I don't like the vibrate. I don't like the tone. I don't like vibrate. The reason being is I'm never going to warn the dog that I'm going to use it. Either I'm going to use it or I'm not going to use it. Okay. However, I use it in a different way that you're using it. I use it in a more of a teaching tool than a punishment tool. If you use it if you use the vibrate or the tone, you're using more of a punishment. For instance, before I ever use a collar on a dog, the dog wears it for a month before it ever even gets turned on. Okay, and then I start implementing it with behaviors he knows, but I use it in a different manner. So
Well, I've been trying to use it like with leave it, and then if he doesn't leave it, I use it.
okay, you should be using it for everything though. So
Okay.
and
And he
the,
does wear it like all the time now. You know, like at home.
he should.
And then,
But
you know,
here-
so I do try to use it for like, because leave it works really well for him, except when he has a hold of my dog.
Okay, so there's a couple problems here though. If the dog's gonna fight and you start stimming the dog, we don't call it shocking the dog, we call it stimming the dog. If you start stimming the dog, a lot of times it amps the aggression up towards the other dog because it feels there's something happening to it and it's gonna bite harder. So don't ever use it to try to get the dog to go to it. But what if I was in your case? They would never be together.
I don't leave them alone together.
No, they would never be together, period. So I have 2 dogs in my car. They do get along fine. Why? Because I've never put them in a situation where they don't get along. However, the puppy is 7 months, 8 months now. There could be a time where him and the adult dog don't get along. I just don't risk it. I separate the dogs. I rotate the dogs all day long. One's in the kennel, one's out of the kennel. One's in the kennel, one's out of the kennel. They're just not together. And I know that's not practical for all of you, for everybody. So you can teach him to leave the bulldog alone, but the problem is, if you're gonna do that, it needs to be black and white. He never goes near the bulldog. He never sniffs the bulldog, and that's kind of hard when you have multiple dogs in the same family, because let's say for a month they get along, he's leaving the other dog alone, and they start sniffing each other, and they start maybe playing a little bit. Oh, that's okay, and then they get into it.
Right.
Well, now you're back to square one. In some ways, I ask this question a lot of times to people when they're dealing with this kind of problem. If you had a 10-year-old, and your 10-year-old had a bunch of friends over for a birthday party, would you ever leave a loaded handgun on the table and go get milk or go get more ice cream? You tell the kids to leave alone, but would you ever put them in that situation? Okay, so you need to go into this saying that they're always going to get into it.
Which
Just
is pretty easy because, I mean, the bulldog, he's old. You know, he's 10 and a half.
Yeah.
It's ancient for a bulldog.
That is kind of ancient for a bulldog.
So, I mean, he sleeps all the time. And
Gotcha.
He has his own spaces to sleep. So it's, it's fairly practical to keep them apart. And I, close the door where the bulldog is.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't want to leave them alone together.
That's really good thinking. So if you're going to use a collar just to teach him to leave it alone, then you need to make it where there's like a boundary around the bulldog.
Okay.
Where if I'm the bulldog, or if I'm him and he's a bulldog, when he gets here, at this point, leave it. Not when he gets here and say leave it. When he is when you know he's going to go bother him, at that point say leave it.
Okay.
If he's already next to him and they're starting to get into it, don't use the collar.
Okay.
It's going to amplify things. If they get in a fight, I don't want to take every chance of sending somebody to the hospital to get stitches, but don't grab them. Grab a big blanket, throw it over the top of them, and lay on them. Okay? Because then, if they can't see you, they can't turn around and bite you. Plus, you have a big blanket. If the dog does turn around, most likely he's just going to get a mouthful of blanket. If you're outside, turn the hose on them. I mean, there's other ways too. I don't really want to tell you because it puts you at risk. But definitely try to say, okay, before they even reach each other, at that point, you need to redirect them.
Okay, and that makes sense because a lot of times he doesn't know how big he is.
Yep.
So, like he'll step accidentally on the bulldog and he's an old grunt. So
Yep.
he gets mad. So it makes sense to just keep up.
Yep, perimeter. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Anything else? Okay, yes.
I have one question.
Of course.
He's doing well with Leave It, but he is obsessed about my cats that are outside. And one of them lives under my deck, and and I do Leave It, and
Yep.
he's slowly doing it, but if I'm not right there, I mean, he's like hitting my deck.
Okay.
trying to get
Do you like your cats?
I do like my
Then you
cats.
should never let him even near them. So, never touch. Okay, when it comes to certain problems like this, never trust training. Never trust training. There's no amount of training I can get you in the world for me to ever say that he'd be okay with your cats. There's no amount of training. I mean, you can proof the dog, you can set the dog up, you can use, like she's using electric collar, but what happens that moment you let your guard down, you're not looking to tell the dog to leave it, and then the dog fails. Then it costs the cat's life. It's not like stealing a ham sandwich off the table. If it's stealing a ham sandwich off the table, I would give you more ideas and teach the dog to stop stealing a ham sandwich. But when it costs another animal's life, or when it puts a person at danger, I never trust any. Okay, it's one of those things. So if there's no way to keep them separated, then you're going to have to probably take some precautions where you put the cat in a kennel when you let the dog out. Put the dog in the kennel when the cat's out. I mean, just basically like the 10-year-old. You never leave the handgun down around the 10-year-olds. You can tell them all day long, but you just don't take the risk. Okay? All right. My friend here has got some graduation slips. If it's okay, I'd like to get a photo with each one of you guys and your dogs. You guys can go to my Facebook page and pilfer your photo if you like, or you can just simply ask me and I can email them to you. I really appreciate you guys taking my class. It means a lot to me. Just a little FYI here, a little plug. If you guys said, oh my gosh, hey, I really like the class, we went over a lot of information, I didn't glean half of it, I'd like to take the class again, I teach the same exact class coming next Monday. If you already take the class, I offer it at a 50% off. So it'll only be $50 for the same information again, because I don't feel like charging people for the same information again the same price, okay? Which a lot of people do just because it is a lot of information. Remember, I had 4 hours to teach you almost 10 different behaviors plus a ton of concepts. That is a ton of stuff to jam down your throat in a very short amount of time. And realistically, you guys are going to leave here with only 30% of it. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's not that I'm a bad teacher. It's not that you guys are bad listeners. It's just that you don't go learn how to be a doctor in a 6-week course, okay? All right. Will you hit that button for me, please?